Good morning. I'm here with Anna Fox. Anna is a nonfiction book coach. What else? What was the other thing?
I'm a nonfiction book coach, and my handle is @theBizBookCoach.
Okay. See, this is why we're not doing it live. We're going to cut this part.
We can just roll with it. I don't mind. I kind of like these quirky bits that happen, makes it feel more real.
All right, we'll do it live.
Just keep going.
Okay. This is Anna Fox. She's a nonfiction book coach, and her handle is @theBookBizCoach.
The Biz Book Coach.
Yes. What she said.
What I said.
Okay. All right. Well, it's really good to see you again, Anna.
You too.
Yeah. I understand that you are getting ready to build your own house.
Yeah, well, actually, I've done that. I've already built it. The process was really fascinating, and it's one of the things I talk about quite a lot when it comes to starting a book, because when I started building it, the builders were, it was ages, weeks and weeks, and they hadn't come out of the ground. There's a lot of digging, there's a lot of dirt, and a lot of concrete, and nothing to show for it. And what they were essentially doing was building the foundations, right? There was nothing to see on the outside. And when they had that bit done, suddenly the walls flew up. I mean, they went up in a couple of weeks, and then the holes appeared for the windows. And it started to make sense that in order for the walls to go up and stay up, you've got to build a strong foundation. And I was looking at it thinking, that's exactly the same as it is when it comes to writing a book. So it was really interesting for me to observe the process and all the metaphors really that come out of life for writing a book. That was a big one for me. It was a really interesting thing, but you just kind of hammers home again how important it is to lay down the foundation for your book as opposed to just like rip off and write it, because that's when you're going to run into trouble. So yeah, that was my kind of little book house building metaphor that I wanted to share.
Nice. Yeah. And I understand that's a big part of what you do as a book coach is you help people with the foundation for their book.
Yeah.
And what is the particular piece that you help people with?
So my particular thing is the nonfiction book proposal.
Yeah.
And it's such a key element because instead of just herring off and writing it, you get all your ducks in a row. So you focus on the foundation. That's the whole thing about where you start and how you start, so that you're working from the inside out rather than the outside in, so that you are really authentically aligning your book with your purpose, with your reader, with your vision and your mission and all the other things that you want to say with it, right? So writing your book proposal is the thing that helps you tick all the boxes. So when you come to pitch an agent or a publisher, which is what you're going to need to do if you want to get a publishing deal, get a traditional publisher, you're going to have to pitch them. And while you might be busy writing your book, that shouldn't be your priority right now. Your priority should be the book proposal, because then you know what should go in the manuscript. That's the key. And even if you end up self-publishing, you know that you have all the ingredients in place then to write a really great book. And whether a publisher gets hold of that or you decide to self-publish it, you still need to know you're going to write a great book that readers want to read, right? And what I see a lot of, certainly in coaching at the moment, because I serve coaches and I serve C-suite individuals specifically, there are a lot of people saying they've written books which are really long sales letters, and that is a completely different kettle of fish. And it's following a certain formula, and that's not to say it doesn't have its value, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about working with people who really have a message that they're burning to share in the world. They maybe want to leave a legacy. They maybe want to do something that their kids can be proud of. It's a deeper desire than just to sell something. And I think that's really important to distinguish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And how do you help people decide what should go into their book proposal?
Well, I follow a proven method, really, of all the ingredients that a publisher would look for. and I follow like a pyramid system. So the bits that writers normally are most concerned with are usually the least important. You know, when someone's got a manuscript and then they're going over it and they're thinking, I've missed this bit out, and they're messing with a paragraph, or they're moving a chapter, and then they might hear a podcast and they think, oh, that relates to what I'm trying to say. I need to kind of find a way to fit that in as well. Instead of doing it like that and trying to rehash the actual words on the page, I'm much more about starting from why you want to read it, why you want to write it, what's your purpose, who's your reader, the really core questions that we can dig deep into. And usually someone's initial response, initial answer to those questions isn't the real one. It's what you think it is. But we have to dig deeper, right, till we get to the core of what's really going on. So that's my approach. That's how I started. It's very much from the inside out. And then we work outwards. You know, we start to talk about outlining, which is just such an amazing tool, because if you get your outline right, and a big thing, a thing that I harp on about a lot, is narrative drive. You know, that thing where a reader reads to the end of a chapter and then they can't wait to turn the page. It's so important. And you could have your book drafted over a few pages when you outline it properly, and then that is your template for writing forward. You know exactly what has to go in it, and more importantly, what you leave out of it, right? I mean, everyone tries to throw everything and the kitchen sink into the book, and it doesn't necessarily need to be there. So I think those tools are really helpful for writers as they go along in the process. And then it can be, you know, it doesn't have to be a heavy process. It's fun, it's uplifting, you keep the joy in it, and it's also time efficient. And I think that's important as well, because it's, you know, it's true that people are busy. It's true that people have a lot going on in their lives, and people are very attracted to these write your book in 30 days kind of courses, which I'm sure they have their value, but that's not the work I teach or the work that I do. It's very much about something that is deep and solid and lasting, because books last. People keep books on their shelves. They take them down off their shelves. They consume them in different ways. People have love affairs with books, and it's important to understand that when you undertake writing one, that there's no other media like it, no other process like it, really, because it's so personal and it's private. So for all these myriad reasons that people come to book writing for, this process, the process that I teach, serves them to deliver a book proposal that is something a publisher is going to want to look at.
Nice. Amazing. Yeah. And so what if someone watching this wants to work with you and develop their book proposal? Where can they?
So I have something coming up. I've actually just created a new PDF. So for anyone who doesn't know and wants to know more about what has to go into a book proposal, and if this is new for you, it's 10 key elements that an agent or publisher is looking for in a book proposal. And I can give you a link to that page.
Yes.
And when someone downloads that page, there's an option there for them to actually do the work with me in a boot camp that I've got coming up, which is Fast Draft Your Book Proposal in a Weekend. And that's from the 17th to the 19th of May. And they get an opportunity to really understand more about the publishing process, because I think that's something that's a bit of a mystery for a lot of people. And also we go through these elements of what has to go into your book proposal. We dive deep into one or two. We're not going to have time to do everything. And we can take it from there then and see how, if they want to continue working together, how I can help them after that. But it's really just to get people focused on what they need to know. It's information they don't know yet. And this is crucial if you want to approach a publisher or an agent.
Great. Okay. So if you are writing a book, thinking about writing a book, because even if you've already started, it's not too late to do the proposal, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's actually a great idea.
Yeah. So if you're wondering what to put into your book proposal, go to Anna's website and download that PDF. It's the 10 things that publishers and agents are looking for in your proposal. Very important information.
I'm
so
going to give you that. Have a look. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, the link will be around.
Somewhere here.
If you're on LinkedIn, it'll be in the comments. it'll be in the comment on YouTube. Yeah.
Great. Fantastic. Yes. Thank you so much.
Well, it's been really good to see you, Anna. It's great to catch up.
Yeah, great to see you too. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again soon. Thanks, Laura.
Thanks, Anna.